transition to EV can be intimidating, especially considering the seemingly complete unreliability from the public charging infrastructure. Enter the plug-in hybrid though. All the benefits of an EV drive for short distances with the dependability of a gas engine. I've said it before and I'll say it again here. In 2022, heading into 2023 here, we're getting closer to a place where EVs make so much sense, or at least more sense, or enough sense. However, we're not quite at that place just yet. So for those concerned about range anxiety or road tripability, the most logical stepping stone for you might make sense to go with a vehicle like a PHEV. And there are a few options if you're looking for a plug-in, but many of them are only sold in certain states or are generally impossible to get. But if you did manage to get one, you'd probably want this one. This is the Hyundai Tucson plug-in. The Hyundai Tucson was a crossover that really impressed us last summer, and now, with the plug-in hybrid component, it's even better. The Tucson plug-in brings all the benefits of a normal Tucson that we loved, but adds a hybrid component with the ability to drive in fully electric. It also has a battery rated for 33 miles of fully electric range, which is probably enough to get most people at least to work and maybe back on electric alone. So what you have altogether is a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and a 13.8 kilowatt hour battery pack, feeding electric motors of course. So combined power figures for the internal combustion engine working with those electric motors in tandem maxes out at 261 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. And let me tell you, that is plenty for this thing to feel pretty athletic. The power for the gas engine is managed by a 6-speed automatic transmission, which is fine enough for a hybrid family SUV. It manages the transition between gas and electric power distribution well, but not quite as well as the Toyota system. Having said that, you're not going to notice a difference unless you drive the two back to back. So the interesting thing is how fuel economy is rated actually. So of course you get the 33 miles of fully electric range from your battery pack, but then according to the EPA, the hybrid system working in tandem with the 1.6, even without dedicated EV range, is good for 35 miles to the gallon combined. That's not bad. However, I've been driving this thing for a week, and since I'm able to plug in every time I go home, my mileage is approaching 60. And if I had this thing for longer, it would go up even further from there. All right, that's enough about the hybrid system. It's time we chat about how this thing actually is to drive and what the experience is like. In a word, great. It has all of the power I could need for it to do everything that I ask it to do. You get power back when you get on the brakes. The steering is nice and light and feels good. The ride is supple and comfortable. The cabin is quiet, refined, especially in fully electric mode when you're not getting the buzz from the internal combustion engine. But more than all of those things, the thing that stands out to me the most is the visibility. I can see everything. The dashboard is super low. You have all of this glass in front of you. I can see so much. I can see directly in front of me. The mirrors are fantastic. I don't have any headrest blocking any of my rear view mirror. So the visibility is here, and it just lends to a really kind of comfortable and relaxed driving feel. Actually, without me telling you that this is the plug-in, you'd have almost no way of knowing that it is the plug-in. There's really only one thing on the exterior design that tells you that this is the PHEV, and it's that badge on the back that says plug-in. But aside from that, the whole design aesthetic is exactly the same throughout the range, whether you get internal combustion, turbo, normal hybrid, or this PHEV here. So this actually only comes in 2 trims as well. It comes in the SEL and it comes in this Limited. Now this Limited of course gets you things like the more black chrome darkened accent pieces around the body, but it looks like a Tucson. It looks like the Tucson that we reviewed the last time, except this is in gray and that one was in silver. But all of the design elements are basically the same. Now, when I say that, I mean all of the design elements. Every single crease, flare, trapezoid, rhombus, hexa, everything is the same. And there's just so much design and so much styling happening here. It's like everyone, I don't know, snorted coffee, and then they got into the design room and they were like, we're gonna do the Tucson in an hour. The thing that I do really like though is the grille. I like that Hyundai's kind of integrated like these incognito running lights. So these these units here are your actual running light. And of course, you've seen that in the rolling footage that we've seen so far. And the rest of the grille, it's just made to look really seamless. And of course, they have that in their Santa Cruz, which is really cool too. And then your actual projectors are down here, and you've got functional aero and some venting, but it's a nice kind of upscale and different design. I like that Hyundai is going bold. Maybe it's not consistent, maybe they haven't found the brand identity, but they're going for it, and I really appreciate it because it comes out to be something, I mean, maybe it's not for you, maybe it is, but if it is, it's really interesting at the very least. You know, sometimes they just absolutely hit it, like with their N74 Vision, the Ioniq 5. Sometimes they miss, like with the Santa Fe. That's just my opinion. But anyway, you've got these 19-inch wheels, Michelin low rolling resistance tires, so maximizing your range. You do have something that looks like an air extractor here, but it's not. But the side, I mean, again, we've got a lot of design elements going on. There's so many creases and cuts. You've got blacked out roof rails, but you still have a piece of chrome for the upper part of your window treatments that kind of then terminates into another design piece, but then the bottom pieces of your window treatments are black, and then your B pillars are, it's a lot, but it is interesting. And of course, the PHEV review wouldn't be complete talking about the fact that you have, of course, 2 gas caps. The one on the passenger side is for your plug, and then the one on the driver's side is, of course, for your actual gas tank. And then around back, again, it's a very similar design. We have Hyundai in the glass. The wiper comes down from the top, and then you have your full width LED tail bar, Tucson, H-Track, plug-in, again, your only badge, and then your lower diffuser. There's no exhaust seemingly poking out underneath because, of course, it's trying to be electric-y. Interestingly, you can option a trailer hitch on this thing. This one doesn't have it, but maxed out with a trailer brake, this thing maxes out at 2,000 pounds towing, so that's not super impressive. But let's step inside where it is more impressive. And then on the inside, it's, again, very similar, surprise, surprise, to the Tucson we reviewed earlier. The design, it's nice, it's easy. The materials, I'm not bothered with at all. There's a nice diversity, giving it a sense of more premium and expensiveness. The usability isn't perfect in terms of the interaction. Everything on your center area here is touch. The one that bothers me the most is, of course, no volume knob. That's really, really annoying, but of course you do have knobs on your steering wheel if you need to mute something really quickly, so it's not the end of the world, but it's not perfect. But then in terms of the space, I mean, it's really, really nice. You have this huge pano roof running basically the entire length of the roof, bringing a lot of air, making this, you know, otherwise black cabin feel a little bit bigger. You've got really great headroom. We talked about how low the dash is and how that gives you so much visibility, and it's just comfortable to be in here. In terms of technology, you've got weirdly wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for the limited trim. On the SEL, it is wireless, which is just so strange to me. You've got a 10-inch digital cluster, you've got a 10-inch infotainment system. We've talked about Hyundai's highway driving assist systems. They're kind of like, quote, autopilot, which is, again, some of our most favorite systems that we've ever tested here on the channel, so that's very good. You've got really great resolution for your 360 cameras. You've got your digital keys, so you can use your phone as a key, which is really nice. You've got wireless charger, which I feel like I should stop mentioning in the videos because everything has a wireless charger now. You do have Bose audio. The speakers sound pretty good. I think the only thing that I'm a little bit surprised by is there's no head-up display, but in a family crossover like this, I don't really miss it. But you do get some pretty nice luxury amenities. You get heated and cooled seats. You get heated rear seats, which is very nice. And you get a heated steering wheel. Especially in Wisconsin, it's getting towards fall, which means winter is coming, and that's going to be really cold. So this would be really, really nice to have. You also have 64 color ambient lighting, and we've got, of course, got our sounds of nature because this is a Hyundai. We've got quiet mode. So we do have a lot of stuff in here. You've got a PHEV tracker, so you can keep track of how efficiently you're driving. And then in terms of the rear seats, they're huge, they're really comfortable. Myself at 6'1", I fit back there absolutely no problem, even behind myself. And then the trunk, again, really great, big, usable size, and then you have additional like cubby style stuff with styrofoam under the floor. So comprehensively on the interior, it's very nice, it's very comfortable, big, practical, all the features you would want. The only thing I guess is maybe a miss is just the weird wired versus wireless Apple CarPlay. But with that, let's get into the final thoughts. The Hyundai Tucson was already a fantastic family crossover. It's got bold styling, it's roomy, it's comfy, and now with the plug-in, it's more powerful, more fun, and more efficient than ever. At $43,200, where these limited trims begin, it's quite a bit of money, but I still think this is the perfect car for today until we're ready for more EV.